Welcome to Lornas.Cookin. I'm Lorna, but before we get started, please hit the subscribe button. There are only 4 ingredients for this recipe. That's strawberries, sugar, lemon, and water. When you're picking your strawberries, make sure that you can smell the strawberries, because a strong strawberry smell kind of gives you the clue that they're ripe. The first thing that I did to prep my strawberries was I rinsed them really well under cool running water. And then I'm going to take this straw. Now this is a really neat trick, how to get the hull and the pith. So this is a really neat trick to get it without cutting off so much of the strawberry meat. You want to make sure that you try to keep as much as you can so you won't be wasting any of the strawberry. So I take my strawberry. Oop. So I take my straw, I go up into the middle of the strawberry and I push. You don't have to push very hard. And you see, well, that one didn't work as well, but I'll show you on another one. So I take the straw and I try to find the middle and I push up through the top and it pops off. So you have all of your strawberry available now to cut up and to make strawberry sauce. So I'm going to go through all of these and get them ready for the next step. If you're wondering why I am getting rid of the pith and the hull, is because the pith really doesn't have much of a taste, and sometimes the pith or the hull could have an off taste or could be a little bit bitter, even in a really good strawberry. And if you want, you could just squeeze all of the centers of the strawberry out before they go everywhere. It didn't take very long for me to get through all of the strawberries, and as you see, it just goes right straight through. Now if you want, you can take the little white tops off. I don't think there's a problem with that, so I don't bother to go through and cut those off. So now I'm going to cut these up. I'm going to make sure that I'm not cutting up any bad spots into the pan because I don't want spoiled strawberry in the syrup. And there's no special way that I'm going to cut them up. It's just small enough so they'll boil down. And you could just use a paring knife if you're cutting them up, or any kind of knife that you're comfortable with cutting. And also trying to make them somewhat of the same size. You probably notice also that I'm using gloves. I'm wearing gloves. The reason I'm wearing gloves is because when you're cutting up a lot of fruit that has like an acid or acidity, even if you're not allergic to strawberries, it can irritate your skin. So I do recommend that you wear gloves if you're going to cut up a lot of strawberries. You don't have to, but I would just suggest it if you don't want irritation on your skin. You want to use strawberries that smell really good and smell like they're ripe. If they don't smell like anything, then there's a good chance they won't taste like anything. There's a bruised spot right here that I'm going to cut away. I'm not going to get rid of the whole strawberry, but just looks like it was bruised or going bad right there. The strawberries don't have to be perfect. You just want to make sure that there's nothing that's going to make the syrup taste bad. The cutting does not have to be perfect either. And why not? Because we're not going to keep the meat of the strawberries. We're just going to extract the delicious flavor. Here are the rest of the strawberries cut up. I don't know why I was cutting one and then putting in the pot, cutting one, putting in the pot, because usually I'll just cut them all up and then put them in the pot. So that's actually a quicker way to do it than cut one strawberry and then put it in the pot. So these are the strawberries. And once we get them all in the pot, I'm gonna pour the water on. Now I don't add the sugar at this time because I'm not trying to sweeten the meat of the strawberry, because that will be discarded after they boil for a little while. So that's kind of a waste to put the sugar in now. So here are the cut up strawberries, and I'm gonna pour the water in the pot, and that's just cold water. And now I'm going to take it to the stove and bring it up to a boil. After putting the strawberries on high heat, it didn't take long for them to come up to a boil. After the strawberries simmer on medium for about 20-25 minutes, I'm going to start skimming the foam from off of the top. I'm just using a slotted spoon, or a spoon with a lot of holes in it, as you see. And I'm trying to skim off all of the foam that's come to the top. The liquid has turned this red strawberry color, and the actual strawberries now, they don't have much color to them. See, all of the color from the strawberries has been boiled out into the liquid. Okay, that's all the straining that I'm going to do for now. Next, I'm going to take the pot and I'm going to pour all of this over a mesh strainer. I'm going to carefully, very carefully, pour the hot liquid over the mesh strainer. One thing that I'm not going to do is going to take my spoon and try to get all of the liquid out by pushing the spoon against the strawberries, because that'll make the liquid real foggy, or kind of not a clean, clear liquid. The best thing that I can do is move the strawberries around in the strainer, trying to get as much liquid. If you're going to make this and you want a nice clear liquid or a nice clear syrup, don't touch that spoon. Just move this around, trying to get as much of the liquid out. Now I'm going to let it sit for just a little while I wash out my pot, because I'm going to need that again. I poured the strawberry liquid back in the pot after I washed the pot out. I made sure that the pot didn't have any strawberries left in it or any of the foam that came up to the top. So now I'm going to pour in the sugar. Now that I've poured the sugar in, I'm turning the heat up to high because I want it to come back to a boil. I'm also stirring the sugar in because I want it to dissolve quickly. I'm going to let the strawberry mixture come up to a boil, and then I'm going to turn it back down to medium so it can simmer for about 5 or 6 minutes. As it's simmering, I'm going to check to see the foam that's coming to the top. And if it does come to the top, I'm going to actually start skimming the foam. I see a little bit more foam, so I'm going to strain it and try to get it off. The more foam that I remove, the clearer the syrup is going to be. The strawberry syrup has been simmering for a little while, And as it simmers, I skim more of the foam that comes up to the top. But now I'm going to add a little lemon juice. The lemon juice helps break up just one sweet note. It gives it a little bit more depth of flavor. I decided to simmer the strawberry syrup just a little longer. You see, it's very thin. And at this stage, it's great for drinks, like if you wanted a strawberry lemonade. I'm going to pour most of this into another container to cool because it's ready. It's just hot. I'm going to keep about 2 cups left in the pot and turn it back on. I want to simmer it till it actually reduces down to a real syrup, so I can use it for pancakes or waffles. Here is the finished strawberry syrup. It still has to cool down, but as you see, it's pretty clear. So that's how you make strawberry syrup, the kind that you use for drinks. I continued to simmer a little bit of the syrup to make it thicker, and this is what it came out to be, nice and thick. I'm going to use this for pancakes, waffles, or French toast, or just anything that I want a thicker syrup over. So I hope you try this recipe. Take care.